Last time, on Need for Speed Most Wanted, we officially went up against Ronald McCrea, and much to my surprising delight, I managed to actually get his Aston Martin DB9 first try, after I basically struggled for hours to try and get my milestone points in what were basically Heat Level 4 to Heat Level 5 events using my Dodge Viper SRT10. However, I'm now done with that, and we now have just 2 members of the blacklist to go, as our first one is Bull. His ride is a Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, his strength is sprint racers, and now I will read you his bio. If it weren't for Razor, Toru would still be hanging down at the docks, dreaming of the blacklist. This fool thinks he's got a sleeper, calls it reverse psychology. The only thing stock on his ride is the paint. Toru likes to keep his car mint, so give him a bump when you can. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Rog who is giving me these bio paragraphs. Anyway, let's view his miniature movie now. I really hope this music is not copyrighted, because if it is... Oh, he hails from Cascade Park. Well, I can see why he likes to keep it in mint condition. I believe I did actually race an SLR McLaren as well, more recently in my GT4 playthrough. I'm also pretty sure that's one of the boss cars in Midnight Club 3 as well, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, let's hear the voicemail.
Hey, it's me. I see you cracked the top 3. And to think you got out of jail with nothing and clawed your way back to the top. Not bad. One more blacklist driver and Razor's ours. I'll see ya.
Hey, thanks Mia. I actually feel blessed now, in spite of pretty much all the trials, tribulation, and suffering I went through with all those previous failed attempts I had in getting my bounty score to work. But whatever, it's fine. We've done what we needed to do, we got another voicemail from Mia, and now we are gonna drive straight back to the safe house, where we will save the game, and we will get on with the races another day. Because, yeah, that's what we do. So, driving straight back to the safe house as I bump the rear of a taxi. But either way, here we are. The snack returns to the safe nest. Snack, by the way, refers to the snake, because, well, this car basically is named after a snake. I'm also pretty sure these rims are painted gold. I only just noticed that. Anyway, how many races do we have to do? I think it's 12, is it? Oh, it's only oh, no. No, that's not right. Yeah, it is 12. So, another day, we will be doing these race events. And oh shit. One of them is another drag race. Well, at least we can say it includes an actual front straightaway, which is one thing. But anyway, we will get on with the races another day. And officially, once the game saves, I am out of here, and we will move on to our next 6 races another day. Okay? See you later. Alrighty then. Let's now get on with some racing, as it is now a new day in the Need for Speed Most Wanted playthrough, and already we have pretty much all the bounty we need in order to take on Bull, and here are 2 sentences that I think pretty much all of you will understand by now. Same drill, nail these wins and milestones. And once again, got 7 milestone events to do, and we also have to put up a pursuit that lasts at least 9 minutes. However, before we do that, we've got another 12 race events to do, and of course, we also have another drag race, so you know precisely which one it is I'm going to do first. Okay, let's go. So we got a Ford Mustang, another Dodge Viper, and a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 8. This is probably going to take a bit for me to fully get through, unless I can somehow nail this first try. Let's see, how close are we going to be? Come on, can we make it? Can we make it? Amazingly, we do make it. And everyone else wrecked, including Blue 22, who I think was the one in the Viper. Pretty much everyone else DNF'd, and yet I was the only one to finish. That's honestly a rare occurrence, where basically everyone else crashes out, and yet I wind up being the only one that finishes. There was definitely some attrition in that. And nothing in terms of top speed. Yeah, okay. We're done. So that's our first one done, and right before the cops show up, because they inevitably will show up at some point, I head back to the safe house. I did not think the drag race was going to be over and done with immediately, and my top speed in the end was 200. Not bad. But anyway, we've still got another 5 to do with the Dodge, and then we can do the other ones with the Aston Martin. I'm not doing that speed trap event. However, I will do this speed trap event. Okay, here we go. At Industrial and Green. So we got a Fiat Punto, a Chevy Cobalt, and where's the other car? Oh, another Aston Martin DB9. And already off to a flying start, and I go straight into the wall. And the game did not exactly help me with my reset position. As I immediately go straight into a wall. Anyway, opening this up with 139, so a good starting speed as the Aston Martin tries to dart me straight into the toll booth. However, he would not be successful. And it looks as though I'm setting the benchmark pace. in spite of me having an inauspicious start by darting straight for the wall. But we're doing okay for now. Just have to keep it off the walls and then we'll be there. Okay. Another 165, and it looks as though I am at least keeping my advantage speed-wise in the speed trap sectors. And going around the outside because that's where I will get the best exit, and 175 through the toll booth. It's not where you finish on track, it's basically a matter of how fast you finish on track. And at this time, I would say I am currently finishing very fast, as I am up into the 800 category. On the brakes right before I slam into the wall, and it looks as though from here, like, the competition has just got a lot closer. The Stickler is right behind me. I would assume he's the one in the Aston Martin. That's most likely who that is. And we've got some flashing deterrents, but it doesn't stop me from winning. With a top speed in the end, or total speed I should say, of 958. Then it was Stickler who finished second with 870, Chard finished in third with 846, and it was Myron who finished in fourth. So I'm going to assume it must have been the Aston Martin that was second, with the Fiat Punto third, and I think it was the Cobalt in fourth. That's what I think. Anyway, we're done. And we're out. And right before cops cause interference, I retreat to the safe house. Already 2 races, and ironically 2 wins to open this up. I was not expecting myself to open it up like that. But anyway, there we go. So once again, this time we've got 3 events that have maximum probabilities for police encounters. So we're done at Camden and Seaside, and we've also just done Industrial and Green. Let's now get through Petersburg and Crossing for the knockout race. So we got ourselves a Porsche 911, a Chevy Cobalt, and an Audi TT. Or more specifically, a Porsche 911 Carrera. And already I immediately fall to the back. And using Speed Breaker as I get through that corner. And okay, so Sioho is the one in the Porsche. Then we've got Gears and Coleman, who are our other 2 opponents. So I think Sioho is the one in the Porsche. He makes a pass for, I think it was second. So Gears is the one in the Cobalt. So I'm going to assume that must leave bollocks. Okay, Okay, so Sioho is the one in the Porsche. I completely misjudged where the map was going. And right now, not doing particularly well. Especially since I do have a rotary 6-cylinder engine behind me. At least I think that's what that is. Shit. Oh. I think Coleman was the one in the Audi, was it? Unless it was the Mazda RX-8. I suddenly don't remember what opponent... I suddenly don't remember what cars my opponents were driving. Well, whatever. But at least I survive for a second lap. And Coleman is the first to go out, so he must have been the one in the Audi. And, oh, yeah, it was a Cobalt. Okay. So Gears is the one in the Chevy Cobalt. Okay, that's the one I missed. Damn it. I probably should have used that bus stop. That probably would have made more sense for me to get through this. And don't need to use the pursuit breaker. I doubt it will slow down my opponent. Looks like this is probably going to be where the trial and error begins if I cannot win this first try. And once again, I missed that one left-hander. Of all the corners for me to miss, it had to be that one left-hander where I got it wrong. Hopefully, I will remember to not repeat that mistake a third time. I hope. But anyway. And that's a wall. And using speed breaker, so I get through the corner without hitting anything. And, well, Gears is still in the lead. And Sioho, well, he's currently nowhere to be seen. So it's very much a two-horse race at this point. And once again, using the speed breaker to make my exit of the corner last terrible. And 1 lap to go. Sioho is now out. So that now leaves just me and Gears in this race. Can I get it done? We shall wait and see. It's going to be close, but I think I can get there. This has been a close one, and now my speed breaker has run out. Oh well, it'll come back to me. It usually does. And this time, I'm not going to miss the bus stop because it might actually help me, and it does. So using that shortcut at the bus stop to my advantage. Sorry, the bus station to my advantage. And after pretty much keeping myself in it for most of this, I have actually come back to take the lead of this race. And this time, I will not be blinded by the right-hander. And I still go into the wall anyway, because I had too much oversteer in the corner. Well, it was nice while it lasted. But once again, I basically fucked up in that one corner. That one corner where I had to get it wrong. It had to make me the victim once again. However, it doesn't matter because I find a way to retake the lead. I probably wasn't focused on where precisely the Cobalt was, but what I now know is he's behind me. And that's important because it means it will be a hat-trick of wins if I can just hold on. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna do that so I don't find myself in any bullshit. Anyways, I win. That was one close finish, but at least I pulled it off. After being in second for most of that race, I found a way to fight back and score the win as well. And both myself and Gears, we were practically inseparable for most of that race. But yet, it was because of my tactical usage from the speed breaker that I actually managed to be successful. So Gears' top speed was 188, meanwhile my top speed was 200. Coleman also had a top speed of 200 in the Audi TT, meanwhile Sioho had the highest top speed of the race with 208. My average speed in the end was 139, and average speed for Gears in the end was 135. So, yeah, there we go. And my best overall lap was a 2 minute 30.7. And that was also the fastest time of the race as well. Okay, cool. We got it done. So yeah, 3 wins first try in a row. I don't think this is going to be a sweep with the dodge, but we'll wait and see. So far we've done 3 race events, and we are now going to head over to a shorter race at Valley and Highway 201. Okay, let's go. So we've got a Lamborghini Gallardo along with an Aston Martin DB9 and a Ford Mustang GT. And already I get clattered by the Lamborghini. And we were only, what, a second into the race or thereabouts? Anyways. And just before I think about overshooting, I do that for my car, just to make sure it, you know, stays on track. Because I can do that. So the Ford Mustang leads. I have cleared the Lamborghini. I suddenly don't remember what the third opponent we had in this race was. Well, it's certainly not the Lambo, because, well, the Lambo is right behind me. And the Ford Mustang is up ahead of me. Oh yeah, that's right. We had the Aston Martin, didn't we? Yeah, it was the DB9 that was in this race. I just remembered. Yeah, it was definitely the Aston Martin. So Turbo Freak is out. That means it leaves just Pickle and Burnell. Sorry, Pickle and Burrell. Sorry, Burrell, I think is the name. It could just be pronounced Burrell. But whatever. I'm out in front. For the first time. And once again, that came from me coming back to take over the lead, basically. So Pickles is in second, with Burrell in third. I hope I said that right. I gotta say, that's quite a jump in the middle of the road. Especially through that spiral. But anyway, I lead the second lap and now Burrell is out. So that now leaves just me and the Ford Mustang. I think Burrell was the one in the Lamborghini. So yeah, that definitely leaves me and the Ford Mustang to finish this off. As to who wins, well, just wait and find out. I've been on a terrific run recently, as I have managed to somehow put together 3 straight wins in the Dodge Viper. And hopefully if it's possible, I can manage to keep this up. And I set a new top speed of the race, being 225. And it looks like I have no doubt got this one by the horns. Boosting my way to the line, and reaching just under 200 miles an hour. As Pickles, well, he was a few seconds back. And my top speed in the end was 226. Then it was Turbo Freak who set the second highest top speed in the Aston Martin. Then we had Burrell with a top speed of 215. Meanwhile, Pickles in the end set a top speed of 206. And I beat him to the line by 3.69 nice seconds. And I achieved an average speed of 150. And yes. So again, those are your results. And now, let's move on to race 5.
Listen up, punk. You know who this is, so shut your mouth and open your ears. Now you're either helping the cops or someone you're hanging with is, and I don't care either way. But let's see how you like it when the tables are turned.
Hopefully that does not involve me getting chased. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, another voicemail from Razor. And nope, there are no cops on me, so that's okay. We've done 4 races now, and we still have to do another 2. And then we can move on to our DB9. So we've done 6 races up to this point. I'm definitely not doing these 2 because I will just get caught. I have done a drag race, a speed trap race, 2 lap knockouts. I think the next one I'll do will be East Park. And then after that, I'll probably just do a toll booth race. Okay, anyway. Let's head to East Park for 3 laps. So got a Mitsubishi Eclipse. I have no idea what happened there. Anyway, got a Mitsubishi Eclipse with a Porsche Cayman and a Chevy Cobalt for our first circuit race of Blacklist 2. We have already taken down one of Razor's boys with Ronnie, and amazingly in the end, my suffering did actually pay off because I was granted the Aston Martin DB9 on my first try, after I basically took a guess, and surprisingly, the guess actually worked. So we got Speed Freak, Smoothie, and Roscoe in this race. So either this is going to be another close fought. So either this one is going to be another close fought jockeying thriller, or it's going to be a case of me just simply being able to lead this race for most of the way. Although, not right now, of course, because, well, I kind of handed over the lead in that instance after running into 2 vehicles there. But anyway, I'll find my way back as I re-overtake Smoothie for 2nd position. Speed Freak leads in the Porsche Cayman, and he leads the first lap as I hit a pursuit breaker. And right before disaster ensues, I correct my corner entry, and now I'm right behind the Porsche Cayman S. So I'm pretty sure Roscoe is probably the one in the Eclipse, because I've already seen the Cobalt and I've also seen the Cayman S. I'm gonna set a top speed and I go straight for the wall. That probably went down horribly, but at least it got me the lead, as I set a top speed on the straight of 226, which probably wasn't far off the rev limiter anyway, in terms of whatever the fucking top speed was. I get re-overtaken for the lead. Probably knew that was going to happen. But so far, I have managed to counterattack, which means we are doing good. And it also means that we're practically jockeying amongst ourselves. in terms of knowing which one of our two cars is better. And we really are just going at it. As in, we're basically just pushing our cars to the limit. Final lap. And I now have the advantage once again. And I slide to the outside, but I don't manage to clip the wall, which is fortuitous for me. So Smoothie is running in second in the Chevrolet Cobalt, and Roscoe is still at the back in the Eclipse. And we're doing okay this time, and I go even faster, setting a top speed of 231 this time. I highly doubt anyone is going to beat that speed, let alone top that speed. And providing I do not make any more mistakes, I should pretty much be on my way to my 5th straight win in the Viper. Which means it'll technically be 5 victories in 5 race events. It's been a while since I last achieved a clean sweep of races. If I achieved it before. I honestly don't remember the last time I actually did achieve a clean sweep. I mean, most of them were done with trial and error of some sort, but this one, it's not proven to be the case. So that's now 5 wins on my first attempt. Surely this will not last. Anyway, so Speed Freak, after leading most of that race, wound up finishing P4 because he probably made a few mistakes. Smoothie finishes second in the Chevy Cobalt, and Roscoe was third in the Mitsubishi Eclipse GT. And a top speed in the end of 232. I highly doubt anyone is going to beat that speed, as I won in the end by 3 seconds over Smoothie. Speed Freak was the next closest with 207, and Roscoe was third with the top speed with 200, and Smoothie was fourth with 196. My average speed in the end was 135, whereas Smoothie's average speed in the end was 131. And as ever, I continue to top with the average speed, as my one was 135. Anyway, 5 straight wins. I never thought I was going to say that. But here we are. And now, with just one more event to go, we are up to 84% completion. And we've done pretty much every other race type up to this point. Yeah, that's basically 232. So we've done the 2 lap knockouts, 1 speed trap, and 1 drag race. So all we have left is a toll booth race, and oh boy is this going to be a long one, as we're heading to Beacon and Petersburg. Okay, let's go. Just having a sip of water from my bottle. And now, let's get this done. And so, we shall begin with our first toll booth race that I think also turns out to be our longest toll booth race that we've done so far, as we've got precisely 8 toll booth gates to make our way through. Something which I believe I can do once I get my rhythm established. And well, because toll booth races in this game are relatively easy for the most part, I think we should be okay. As in, I don't think there's really going to be too many problems in terms of us just trying to get through. Because, well, there's not really a precipice when it comes to toll booth races in this game. A lot of them are pretty easy to clear. And, yeah, okay. I somehow get through the pursuit breaker. I'm pretty sure if there were cops there, I would have been busted immediately. Because I would have had to reverse. I should have used the speed breaker for that. Yeah, I lost a lot of time there. It's hard to say if I'm actually gonna make it 6 in a row. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, we're through. That was a close call. And almost getting run into by that station wagon. But able to survive. And no such dramas this time with any pursuit breakers. Although I do somehow wind up slamming into the side of the bridge. Or more specifically, an overhead bridge. But whatever, we are still in contention for getting to the end of these speed breakers. So had that one little fumble with the pursuit breaker, but either way, the damage it caused was not too much to throw me off course. I think these other these other toll booths, they're no doubt going to be towards the end of the event. If they're going to be anywhere. But anyway. We're keeping ourselves in contention. So 3 toll booths now to go. And that is now 6. We have made it through. And that's a wall. But either way, we are managing to keep ourselves on course. We've got plenty of time now to get to the end. I highly doubt we're going to lose this one, in spite of that little fumble I had with that pursuit breaker. I think if it weren't for that, I probably would be in a stronger position, but doesn't matter because, well, the consequences, well, they were pretty much inconsequential in the long run. And I'm going to make it with tons of time to spare. 23 seconds to be exact. And a finishing speed in the end of 159. And my top speed was 191, with an average of 123 and 2 traffic collisions. So I had a close call with Toll Booth 3, but I did make it with less than 4 seconds to spare. And then with all the other ones, well, it was pretty much smooth sailing. So yeah, clean sweep with the Dodge Viper.
Channel 3 be advised. A report has just been
Cool. That's very cool. So, that's pretty much all 6 races done now with the Dodge Viper, as I did 1 circuit race, 1 speed trap race, the drag race, both lap knockout races, and a toll booth race. So, part 1 is done, and that took me only 42 minutes to sweep all those races. I probably will have to check the performance tuning to be sure, but anyway. Doesn't matter because we got through it. And now we can save the game and move on to part 2 with the Aston Martin. Coming up next.